like a small hammer-in where we just kind of opened up the trailer and we got people, just try to get people involved. Horseshoeing is a hands-on deal. There's no doubt about it. And it's like, so what we try to do is modify it every year to where it's a little bit more hands-on and a little bit more for, just for people. It's like, there's a big misconception of what horseshoeing is. There's what it actually is, there's what the public thinks it is, and then what the veterinarian community thinks it is. And they're all different conceptions of what it actually is, which is your goal as a horseshoer is to try and make a horse as comfortable and do as good as it can do so the people can use their horse. Pretty much it. I'm at that point in my career where with all of those things that I've learned not to do, I'm starting to get my feet and everything pointing towards success. And that's what you want. I'm not here to be better than anybody else. The whole clinic that I'm going to do this morning is what we're going to try and pull off. Is we're going to shoot the side of the horse, a front and a back foot. And Stan's going to help me because I cannot do what we need to do in 2 hours. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. And to be able to shoot a front and hind in 2 hours and do a good job and have everything and have everybody ask the questions they are, it's just I can't do it fast enough. And so who better than our national champion to help me fit, make shoes, and make me look a lot better than I am. So we're going to talk about the prep, we're going to talk about the shoes, we're going to talk about what we see, and we're going to talk about what we do, and we are hoping to God Almighty that we can just do a basic, straightforward, functional job. When you're in the certification process, when you're in any kind of continuing education, you're constantly getting your ideology challenged on what you're doing. Is it good or it's bad? But if you're not getting your ideology challenged, you're off in the weeds. And it don't take long to get off in the weeds by yourself. So that's what we're totally encasing the winter clinic on, is you have to be around people. This is as much of networking as it is anything else, because there's 3 things in life that drop. Testicles, breasts, and fetlocks. Throughout a horse's life, all of those things drop. And today we're going to show you in this lecture how you can trim heel off. You can tighten the toe up without losing anterior, posterior balance.
What I want to do is I want to have the arc be right here, and I flip it over and it's right here. Those will be the same arcs. The feet are so hard, I'm just going to take these little nubbins off with the nippers. What I want to do, is I want to, the highest part of this foot is right here. So it's high here and high here. The horse toes in. When a limb toes in, you're high on both places. You're not high on the inside and not high on the outside. Everything is crushing to the inside. So you're literally high on the outside and you're high on the inside. You're seeing it. Like people are like, I don't know what I'm seeing. Well, yeah, there's a shitload of foot on the inside and the outside, and it's going in. And there's a boatload of foot on the inside, and it's going in. So you're literally high both places. So we come, we look, and like I say, I don't want to get Stan in a mess. I don't see that much foot. So instead, I'm going to take, this is a brand new rep. You can see that we got nothing but height here. This is already low here, and this is all high on the inside. So what I want to do is I want to make a structurally sound hoof capsule.
Breakover. A lot of people think tweaking the inside or a lot of the inside, but tweaking the inside opposed to the outside. Same person, but
But if this leg is off the ground for 72 feet, why would we want to make that? Because then that means this one's got to get off the ground for even faster. So if you look, most horses that look at the definition of breakover is lameness. We're looking, and that's where we all break our ideology, is breakover is probably screwed up horseshoeing worse than anything on the face of the planet. It's wrecked our industry. Horses have a purchase. You'll never see a horse get out of a vet clinic, at a vet clinic, or out at a horse show on the back of a trailer that has to back up that doesn't go stab their toes in the ground. They're like, I want purchase. When a horse gets on pavement and they slip a little bit, they want purchase. They want to get in the ground. So what we're going to do is we're literally put a mask on, slip on there, and everything. It's going to look bad out. This turns in more than this. So you sight down the foot, go in the hole. It's low right here, and it's high right here. And when people say, "Well, is it really low?" Well, you might have more material that goes out, but this is low as far as the sole pin or the horse actually standing on the structure. This foot is so nice that I could not help this foot. That is the most beautiful hoof capsule on the face of the planet. If you do not recognize it as that, then you don't know what to do with the ER. This, alright, so as you can see, this is an abrupt bend. So as we pull it off there, watch how it elongates. All I'm going to do is all horseshoes probably fit their best if you take the commissure and you take the widest part to the buller. You intersect that and you stop where it comes across the top of the commissure. That's the optimum. So watch, just with the running of the rasp. You can see how it's starting to open up. I have nothing but height on the inside. You can see where it's busted there, so I'm going to just say, I don't want to sharpen here. I want to sharpen right to where the frog is pointing. If you have a blunt foot, it gets away from you. It always gets away from you right here at the widest part. As you tighten up the widest part, your flares go away. You bring breakover back from this point here to where you keep on bringing them in. The more you bring this side in, then you have tighter. You can tighten the foot, but you can only tighten it up from the widest part. You pick it up without taking it out. Yeah, that's my customer. All right. And like what Stan, I'll reiterate again, what Stan's doing is he's building his shoe from the widest part back and the widest part forward. That foot is captured. If there's a straight line in a cylinder, you have a deformity. If you have a kink in a cylinder, you have a deformity. So as long as you get on 2 points of contact with the horn and you make a constant arc, and then you have a bend in the heel quarter, and the extensor process, you are helping that horse to slow down. Yeah. So this is top pressure. When you rasp on the outside of the foot, it is physically impossible to make anything stronger by taking the steer heel away from it. As soon as that's down, or does it logically make sense? And then, when you take the mat, it folds, and then you have farther, very seldom, you got to get that down the wrong path. You can see what Stan did, it looks like, I think what we do is before we clinch it up, I think everybody should come and just look at how it's fit up before we do anything else to the foot. And then we can, the nails are bent over. If you cut your hand, then you guys sign a release and it's like, because then that'll show you, it'll explain to you what we did as far as Stan fit those shoes to the cut. I cut a line in the feet and he fit the shoes to that cut. And right now it looks like he's way underneath. Well, he is, because it's an optical illusion. It looks like I didn't take anything off. But I cut the line in there to make a symmetrical shape that goes around the coffee bone. But I didn't take any max.
It's just amazing. This guy's a human computer that takes in information and can keep it. So soak it up, you guys. He's definitely a talent, and he's got a lot to share today. So thank you, Troy, for being here. Give it up for Troy.
So I'm gonna start with this slideshow that I made. Just get an Anvil. I'll do half the course, and I'll talk about sections a little bit. Following systems, you'll have these problems come up along the way. So you need to have the wherewithal to press pause on your system, fix the problem, and once the problem is fixed, halfway through the heat, resume the system and finish out the system. So to be efficient at anything, you need to be systematic. There be a contest for a certification. Every day I can do a little more brave because a lot of times I just knit and burn. I was looking. That's where my high spots are. So I got a high spot there, you feel it, a high spot there, you feel it. That's where I'm at. I'm playing all right. So I come across the stone one way, work up to the left point, and come to the heel. Same thing the other way. When I do one side, I do the other. Just like shoemaking. The draw. The center of my toe is kind of over here. But you can push this over just a little bit more. I got a little bump right there. A little bump right there. I just want to do a final check because you can see flat a lot easier at this point than we can after you do it. I have to cheat flat a lot So I'm thinking of the circumflex artery at the bottom of this foot. You don't want sole pressure. That's not good horseshoe. So when I'm bumping my toe, I'm going to seat out my inner rim on the ground side. I'm going to seat out my inner rim on the foot side. So what I do with one side, I'm going to do the other. Anything in blacksmithing. So I'll bump up my toe, seat that out, and have a profile close to this. Material is going to this outside edge, right where I want it.
Overlap the flows. Don't get too crazy. the reference points. So I'm really pretty dang close. I think I just want to tuck that heel around, but I like my fit in the front half, so I'll just forge around that heel to get center of stock on both. So when you hit your measurements at the anvil, you're in the ballpark. You gotta trust your ruler. I like to drive my toenails first.
What's that?
Stuck to the clip back here. That started. That one started.
And do 90, pivot, 90, pivot, 90, pivot.
Inside hard. Undercut them.
Now I'll gouge underneath the nail. The length of my clinch.
Then run this the other, do this one. Huh? Look at this part. Don't want to lose it.
How far are you trying to gouge? Just the length of the clinch. Hit the top, and then right back into itself.
Troy,
Yeah.
did you say you undercut and then gouge? I mean, you did both?
Yeah, just rasp flush and then I'll gouge. Or the rasp underneath with my rasp and then I'll gouge.
Yeah, basically drive on the L, right up to the top of the red shaft.
So we all get nicknames, right? As you go through this trade, you'll get nicknames. And I named my business after my nickname. Todd, we nicknamed him after his height. And, you know, Todd, totally right. So, at some point in your career, you're going to have like a funny moment or something. Yeah, that's your nickname, right? So when I was apprenticing, alright. So this is kind of a trick that you can do in the match play too. Instead of bumping it, you can draw out the toe and wedge it up a little bit, and then turn the toe. So for this, I bump quite a bit, and then we're gonna rise it up a little bit there. This year I'm trying to do a couple things with the toe. I started with 12 inches, we ended up 10 and a half before we turned it. I'm trying to make it wider than half inch, and I'm trying to make it a little fatter than inch. Alright? I'm trying to put a lot of meat in the toe. This will be on a course that we need a lot of wear. So we're trying to facilitate a bunch of wear in the toe. So you know, we can reset the cue once we're done. When you pitch this up a little bit, cooling in there, and we started, like if this was pinched too much, we wouldn't have any material to finish up our section. And this thing wants to go catty roll on you really quick.
What narrow is it punch for?
If I was you, I'd do this for the E4.
Different size of the model?
Yeah. Yep.
Alright, so got a lot of the excess off. Come in and start planing my sole out again. Then we can start really seeing where the bars terminate the foot. Got a big void in front of the foot too. We had no access or something broke out the hairline. I don't know if that's going to come into play or not, but worry about that later. Alright, I still think he's got a little bit there, but before we overcommit, we got a lot of foot, you just want to double check, you know. Not back, stand in front, look with your eyes, feel with your hands. Just one more, I think. We've still got quite a bit there, so I'm going to look down, see how I went on the first go around. We're still in pretty good shape here. And again, make sure the foot nippers in the foot, the same plane as the frog. Looking for the widest part of the foot where the bars terminate. Right there. Around the inside, looking for that widest part of the foot. It's back here where it's kind of broke out, right there. A little excess and tidy it up, and nipples down here. Tighten it up. We're starting to get pretty close, so I think everything's where it's supposed to be, nothing's hiding itself. We can see where the bars terminate. I'm going to end up rasping my heels down to the tallest, widest part of the frog. spoke on, you know, once you start going and you're changing the hook wall thickness, it's not uniform toe to heel, right? The hook wall should be the thickest in the toe. No, so why is my place coming there trying to make nice round concentration? That's not good. That's when they're strong. When you stay out of the way and let them be what they want to be, that's when more stick is strong.
Going back here.
Robert, would you repeat that what you just said again about hook wall thickness and why you leave it and why it's important? They could.
Oh, sorry, yeah. I was just saying, I don't think it's my place to dictate the shape of the horse's foot. Come in all different shapes and sizes. I think it's important to have the hook wall of the toe be the thickest and strongest, right? Uniform wall thickness all the way around. And I feel like once you start trying to put a different shape in, dictate the shape, you know, that's when you're going to start dealing with distortion, right? Like you weaken the toe, feet start failing, same stuff. You weaken the borders, you miss borders. It's just, you can start dealing with distortion, you know? You can't remember it, yeah, well, I said little training, right, but like you'll see then like when the horse goes off a foot like that, you'll see the roll sit in the foot on this line and then the hook out is on this line. Well, you do expect that when they can do it. You know? The roll is better as X-ray. That's when you look inside the foot, you know? A lot of the times the roll gives you I know when I'm under the right front, I trim it high on the inside toe and high on the outside heel every time. You know, I feel like you've got to be honest with yourself, pick up on your mistakes or your habits, or, you know, so. It's got a big foot.
You know what's wrong?
Yeah. Overlap my rod all the way back to the bottom. Like 5 3/8 wide by 5 3/8 long. So this is where it comes in over the top. You can get on yours, one on top of this. So we're putting a harness shoe on there. double check our measurement. See where we're at, 12.5, 3/8 of an inch. So we'll do a quick one with a hammer again. So like Chris was saying, we're going to make sure we pull. Knock my flaxen off and do a flat pass, and we should be right there.
Puller, whenever you make your section afterwards, it's all bending and twisting. Mostly bending and twisting.
Put in. I'm punching too, I'm trying to pick the widest part of the shoe, right? So it would be just in front of that.
Now some guys right here will use a splitter. I used to use a slim puller. And this first couple of passes, I do use it like a splitter. I'm kind of straight up and down and just let it sink. As it goes in, I'm going to direct the puller where I want to get my nail placement.
There it goes. Got the clip source already in there as well. Alright, so not too bad. Like I was thinking, that hoof clip's knocked out. I was able to grab a bit of hook ball up there, but it's going to be tricky, man. My shoe's going to want to come back under the toe now, Really not much I can long as far as a hung shoe goes. So what I'm going to do, I think I can soak up at least an 1/8 of an inch just through, if I stand the clip back up and then work the base of the clip back in behind the leading edge of the shoe, foot surface. Well, it's going to drag the shoe forward, and I'm not going to come under the toe as bad. You leave the base of your clip way out there on the leading edge, well, then you're going to come under the toe every time. You got to get the base of the clip back into the section.
Come pretty close to being fit. I need to set my lateral clip. I need to kick that out, both wheels out just a little.
I like my outside. I think I'm within the realm of further down to fit, for a hump fit. I think I'm a little long inside. I don't think I am a little long inside. But I still have some room to play on the shoe. I do ask the solid piece off the end of that, and I'm going to do right on the money,
quicker. But, yeah. I think
We got 2.5 hours to shoot 4 feet. They're putting them in a tool and pullard block. You guys are going. I said the passenger side went first. This is the passenger side. All right. Yeah, he is. He's from New Zealand. That's exactly right. Don't try and pull a fast one on me, Stan. From New Zealand. All right. On the Anvil, we got Matt Bindler and Daniel Russo. On the horse, we've got Troy Wood and Stan Mullen. Then we got the Cat 2 team. Underneath the horse, we got Justin Height, Jonathan Lambert. We got Ben Schroeder. We got Luke, do I say it right? Dufresne. Luke Dufresne.
This is the Cat 2 team. Logan Salcido and Lyle Shepard. Logan's getting his caulking started. And they ran part of the section through the block. Now he's just gonna get it set down, try to get in line of travel. And then once this is done, then they'll mark center, and then you just turn a toe, split it open. Now they're gonna flatter on it. Want to get it drove all the way down in the bottom of the block. So we've got the judges Dusty Franklin and Daniel Jones. Now they're going to go and score.
Probably lived there for 6 generations, and he always asking for his green
Stan
card.
Trnka.
Hey, what's up? But the real thing about Tony Mendoza is he's royalty.
Now they're going to calculate,
He goes around
try and get a score.
humble, but
10 is the max amount of points.
Lee Green is his
And now
father.
Troy's going to get in, starting his trim.
Grandpappy-in-law. Then on the
Clay
horse,
Curry and Luke Dufresne getting his section zone out. He's on the
Victoria
right front.
Porcinco.
So the front, there's no hulk or wedge. It's going to be 100 foot heel slope.
They only wear skinny
And the heel
jeans in
button.
England. Don't do that again. Right?
You're a front footer now, Carl.
Shoot the whole horse.
Yeah. Both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, good call. They're over there looking at it. The 7 horse. Got a shoe fit. And then we got the 10 horse. And then we got the 6 horse. But we got the 5. 7, 5, 10. For 2 of them. The 10 horse, 2 of them.